2019. And so just kind of briefly go over what we discussed with the sheriff this morning and with the commissioners. Was a very good inspection. So we arrived Monday afternoon, briefed in and hit the floor running. Like I told the commissioners this morning and the sheriff, you can kind of gauge how an inspection is going to go when you hit the floor. And so this is a direct compliment to you guys, the floor staff, line staff that work down there every day. This jail was very clean. We had very few complaints and or issues. Most of y'all know that working in a jail, if you feed them, you wreck them, and you take care of them medically, you usually don't have too many problems. So I can assure you that on this end, we didn't have any of those issues this week. So just again, thank you to the staff. I'd like to personally thank all of the administration that hung out with us, the maintenance guys, the quality control team, you guys that made every step with us. We appreciate it. We had very few maintenance issues in the jails, and what we did have, they were on it. They addressed it quickly. Overall, it was an excellent inspection. So again, thank y'all. It's not y'all's job to make our job easier, but certainly we appreciate it. And when it goes easy like that, it's usually favorable on the backside when it comes time to write a report and determine whether there's compliance or not. So again, we appreciate that. We did have a couple areas that we're going to show technical assistance in, and just to briefly go over those. There was one little hiccup on a life safety issue where an operational plan was written one way and the practice was another, but that's a simple fix. We've already worked with the administration. I believe they've already got that in place to where they can get the plan submitted to us, we'll approve it, and that will take care of that issue. Then on the suicide prevention training, as I explained to them, with the Senator Bland Act and everything that's happened moving forward from about 2015 on, suicide prevention training and suicides in general have caused a lot of heat across the state and it's garnered a lot of attention. So we want to make darn sure that all the staff in this room and all the line staff that have contact with inmates are getting that training as necessary. Because last thing we want is undue attention to you or the county or us, for that matter, for failing to follow up on that and make sure. So that issue will be addressed also through the operational plan once that's submitted. The line staff and all you guys that are on the floor every day dealing with this guys just plan on getting some suicide prevention training because it's going to be necessary to keep y'all in compliance. And then if anything happens, it will also bode well. If something does happen down the line, you can prove that you had that training, and that'll go a long way. And we had one other little issue, and I'm not going to touch on it much. It's partially our fault. Y'all submitted the plan to kind of streamline the process. Y'all sent it to us for approval. We approved it. We missed an issue. And there was an additional word or two put in there, but we're going to get that taken out. Those two words actually changed how that form. Wouldn't think one or two words changed it that much, but it really did. So we'll work with the staff to address that. But again, overall, I would like to comment on the sanitation. The jail was very clean. Very clean, very few maintenance problems, no food service complaints that I had. I mean, most of them, the complaint was they wanted more, but that's kind of typical. And Diane and her staff at the cook chill, which is unique. Again, give her a shout out. It's a unique lead inspector down here, Mr. Jewett, had never seen anything like that. He just kind of walked around and all for a little bit. So. And before I go to, I'd like to introduce the staff. Sorry I didn't do that before, because we do have a lot of new faces up here. But the lead inspector for Dallas County is Mr. Jason Jewett. Jason comes to me from Reynolds County, where he was the jail administrator for several years. And to his immediate left is Jennifer Shoemake. Jennifer is my South Texas inspector. She comes to me from Blanco County, where she was the jail administrator. To her immediate left is Wendy Wisniewski. She's my critical incident inspector. She comes to me by way of El Paso County, where she was the assistant chief. I was lucky that she retired and decided she needed extra play money, because that's about all I could give her. But she decided she didn't want to be retired and come work for me, and I'm glad to have her. Shane is not with us. Unfortunately, he had a family issue he needed to get get back home and address. So he had to get up early this morning to leave, but Shane Sal was with us for the week. And Shane is my Panhandle West Texas inspector, and he comes to me by way of jail administrator in Loudoun County. Shane's been, it's funny, Shane's been with me about 4 years now. He's now my lead inspector. So I just happened to look at the report from last year, and there's 3 names on there that are not with me anymore. One of them sitting in this room, and I'm still mad at him. But anyway, I don't want to keep y'all any longer. Again, excellent inspection. Couldn't be happier, and I'm very proud for you and your staff. And when I get back to the office on Tuesday, Monday being a holiday, we'll process the report, and I'll be happy to mail that certificate to the sheriff and send y'all a letter saying that everything is good to go and you'll be certified for another year.
Well, as I said earlier, to this team, we always appreciate the Texas Commission on Jail Standards and the fact that they are always willing to provide us whatever technical assistance is necessary. It's never been a relationship where, you know, I got you, or they ambushed us. They always told us, and we responded, appropriately. And so I want to thank he, and his team. But more than anything, I want to thank the men and women of Dallas County Sheriff's Department. Some of us are in and out of there on the weekends, early in the mornings, late at night. And I think one of the things that Sheriff talked about is not only the professionalism of your staff, but the way that they continue to understand what we're up against. That particular custody facility, when you talked about the issues, again, as simple as and replacing R, the same statute that was written for small jails of a couple of hundred also was written for jails of 10,000. And so where some people need supervisors, we have mattresses and all. And so, again, I just continue to appreciate all they do. Second largest jail in this state, and it takes all of them to come in here and to make sure that we're compliant. Again, to staff, you responded immediately, and just thank you. My mother has a saying that basically says that you don't have to clean up for company if you always keep it clean. And you've done that. You've done that. You managed that population. Sharon and I talked about it. We have a small state hospital. We've got some very difficult inmates at best. And you manage those individuals. You manage them, and I just want to say thank you. We watch you, and we appreciate it. And as a result of the jail sanitation, all of the departments work in conjunction to make sure that this day is what it needs to be. So again, whether it's facilities, the Sheriff's Department, all of our departments, thank you. And even Park. Pat, it's good to see y'all. I've been over there. The sheriff and I, Chief Robinson and I, you've had 3 to 4 nurses, and the process has been moving as we would expect. And so thank you for that collaboration.
Could I just add to this, because obviously everything that the Commissioner Price has said, I would like to do. I'm not there at 4:30 in the morning as he is, but would like to say that it is what you do day in, day out that allows this kind of response to happen. And so it's, such a big thank you to everybody for your willingness, for your, people always kind of make cracks about government, good enough for government work. Well, none of these people are in that ballpark. What they say is, I'm gonna give my all every day. And that's what makes the difference. So I wanna reiterate, thank you, and for, cause there is a support, and I know that you can go in there, you do your job, you have a standard that you have to, everything's gotta match up. But I also feel very confident that it's all of us working together, is what he said, to do the best for our counties and for the families of inmates and then our staff. So I just want to say thank you for every day that you're there, you're doing what you need to do, and the partnerships, Dr. Corson and Pat, and just the variety of things that must come together for it to be successful in the end. It does. It works and we do it. Thanks.
And,
Could I say just a couple more things?
Sure.
I neglected to, and then one little funny story, but, when we drove up Monday, the ambulance was parked outside, and that wasn't a good sign. So, to the officer that was assaulted, our thoughts and prayers with him, hope he gets better, and that just goes to prove this is not an easy job. It's not for the faint of heart. So it takes a courageous individual to put that uniform every day and go and do what y'all do. And all of these guys up there, including myself, we've been in your shoes. We've been on the floor, boots on the street, so we know what you go through. So one, we appreciate that. The funny part of this is, we stayed at the Addison at the Holiday Inn Express, and the young lady that was working as clerk, she visited y'all's jail. She was in the West Tower. And she was very complimentary. So she was a resident here once, so it was kind of funny that she shared that with us. She wasn't too keen on a couple of your neighbors, but she did have a good thing to say about y'all, so that's just a little comment. But again, to echo what you said, we do look at this as a partnership. This is not it's not a gotcha type deal, because if we help y'all succeed and we succeed, everybody succeeds, and it's just better all the way around. And we've tried hard to build that. I know that wasn't always the case with the commission, but I think Dr. Force has seen it firsthand with being on our board. And again, we thank everybody in here for their hard work. And again, we can't say enough good things.
Congratulations to the sheriff.
Yes.
And I'm glad you said that, because one of the things that Chief Robinson and the sheriff and I, one of the reasons we've been coming, because Dallas County, as you know, we get all of the surrounding counties in terms of their custody. And one of the challenges with the new lawsuit is it has put some additional pressure on this department in terms of from the time they transport those individuals. So we talk about the individual being injured. If those individuals are not managed in the time that they hit the intake area, it can be catastrophic. And we've seen that, and there was one the other day, but there was one last week, and depending on that particular area, it's difficult to manage. And so again, I also want to just applaud them in managing, getting us to a position that's safe for those individuals. So again, if there is no other commentary, we welcome Commissioner J.J. Koch, our newest member of the Commissioner's Court, and he's hit the ground running, and we're posting most of our meetings now, because the time you got three, you've got meeting issues, so he's hit the ground running. We look forward, you're gonna see him up and around, so that you'll understand what the towers mean, and where we're trying so when they say West Tower, you'll have a different meaning of knowing what West Tower is. So again, we welcome you. There's nothing.
Commissioner, I'd like to say something, and he will be indoctrinated next week, I think it is, and we'll walk him through the towers over there, so he can see firsthand what we're talking about. But let me take this opportunity to say once again to the inspectors how much we appreciate your guidance that you constantly give us, not just in this setting when you come here for the official inspection, but anytime that we have issues and we need to call you all, you're always there for us, and so we appreciate your guidance. Thank you for that. But let me say to those of you who really do the work, you are where the rubber meets the road, and that's the truth. This department is like a wheel, and there are various spokes in the wheel that help the wheel to turn, but you folks are the ones who make it turn. You are the ones. And so I want to make sure that you know, and I want to tell you publicly how much we appreciate your commitment and your dedication to what it is that you do. Regardless of what's going on everywhere else, all of the noise, you put it aside, and you take care of business. You do what needs to be done. And I want you to know how much we appreciate that. So thank you, and congratulations to you all for a job well done.
And we're still. And you haven't been furloughed, you get paid. That being said, nothing else, entertain a motion for adjournment. All in favor? Aye. We're adjourned, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.